Hello everybody and welcome to another Top 5 Wednesday video. Today I'm going to share with you my top 5 favorite Halloween reads. The first one I'm going to mention is In Cold Blood by Truman Capote. I know this isn't technically very Halloween, but there's nothing more terrifying than a true crime novel about a town in which nothing ever happens and then suddenly brutal murder is the center of the plot. The next thing I want to mention is Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children by Ransom Riggs. There are officially 2 companion novels to this, and all of them are really good, so the series in general is a really good Halloween read, which sounds like cheating, but it's not quite. Riggs weaves a very unusual and chilling tale around found photographs, and it's one of those things that if I tell you too much about it, then you're gonna know too much to really want to read it, so just read it, you'll enjoy it. The next one I want to mention I actually can't find my copy of, even though it's hiding somewhere, and that's of course Jekyll and Hyde. It's a classic Victorian novel, and I will put more information on that in the description since I do not want to misquote anything about it, but it brings up a lot of things about the dichotomy of what Victorians considered good versus bad, like there was no gray area, and suddenly there's this character that represents the entirety of that gray area, and it's fascinating and wonderful and kind of weirdly sciencey and definitely creepy. Plus, it's short, so you can read it really quickly. I said I wasn't going to cheat earlier, but I'm about to, because I actually think that Dracula by Bram Stoker and then Frankenstein by Mary Shelley kind of need to be read in companion since they were written at basically the same time and deliberately to be in competition to create a more chilling horror story. Dracula is of course the story about Count Dracula, he's a vampire, and Frankenstein is the story about a doctor and his monster. Both of them explore horror but also really explore humanity and our relationship with things that we don't understand. And as a shout out, if you haven't been watching Classic Alice, they're actually reading Dracula right now too, so you could have a group of people to read that with if you wanted to go ahead and jump on in before Halloween. The last book I'm going to mention is Aura by Carlos Fuentes. If you haven't read this book, it's pretty short. Yeah. It's about a scholar named Felipe who meets an older woman and becomes fascinated by her niece. And there's not much else I can tell you about it since it is so short without revealing a lot. One of the things that I really love about this is that it is chilling and it's kind of paranormal and it's beautiful and wonderful, but it also weaves in the kind of paranormal elements in a way that's completely normal and realistic. I do have a lot of honorable mention Halloween reads because I actually really enjoy reading things that are kind of psychologically thrilling without being very slashery. So there's some of these over here are all really good, and actually I would recommend the Lonnie Taylor series over here as well as the Maureen Johnson Shades of London series that's over there as well. I always recommend the Anne Rice Vampire Chronicles, particularly the first 4. And Holly Black's The Coldest Girl in Cold Town is a really good vampire novel read as well. And I posted a review of this whenever I read it last year, so I'll put a link to that in the description in case you're interested. Halloween is pretty much my favorite holiday, so I hope that yours is incredible, and I will see you next week. Bye!